Yo, what's up beautiful people? How you doing? It's your boy Nick Bracewell. Thank you so much for tuning in again to the Biz Model channel. Today we're going to talk about something that is really important. A lot of people don't really understand it. It's one key factor that has everything to do between you being a model. Wait. And between you being... So. It's one key factor that's really going to define your career in the right way. So it is the difference between you just being an established model and you actually becoming a supermodel. What defines a supermodel? I think that most people only know the good stuff of being a supermodel. A supermodel is somebody that, besides having all the glamour and all the events and all those invitations, the money and whatnot, they're people that actually own businesses, sponsorships. They actually hustle. They actually know business, branding, administration, like they know marketing. They know so many things that the other models don't know, and that's why they become the models. The most important key factor out of everything, I would like to say, that is branding. Branding is the whole difference between a product being successful and not being successful. That is exactly how it works with your iPhone. That is exactly how it works with Starbucks coffee. Why do you buy Starbucks coffee and you don't buy organic Colombian coffee that they sell in the little coffee shop that is around the corner of your house? Why don't you buy that one? It's actually better. It's because Starbucks is a brand, is status. It's because Starbucks does a damn good job at making you feel special. It's the same thing for models. If you want an example, this picture is the perfect example. Justin Bieber, and with all due respect, he is not qualified to be a model. Calvin Klein hired him because he's Justin Bieber, not because of what he looks like, but because he's Justin Bieber. He doesn't have the height, he doesn't have the body for it, and he doesn't have the experience in front of a camera in that particular way to actually give amazing photos. So why did they grab him for Calvin Klein? Very simple. He actually has an amazing brand. How did he build his brand? He has one talent that has nothing to do with modeling. He has a talent of really rocking a stage with 10,000 people. When he started, he was around 14 and he could get on a stage and rock a stage. You need that confidence, you need that energy to be able to do these things and to create that type of brand. That's the difference. Top models, star models, super models get hired because of what their name is, not because of what they look like. Yes, models in themselves normally are super gorgeous and they have this amazing height and this amazing presence and the way they walk, etc. I understand all this, but their competition is just as gorgeous, just like the same height, plus has all these standards, plus has that way of walking, etc, etc, etc. Like that is the norm in modeling. So what's the difference? This person actually built a brand around her or his name. How did they build a brand around his or her name? Very simple. They networked, they took care of their finances, they reinvested their money smartly, they've been professional, they stayed on the grind, they never quit, they kept on doing it no matter what happened. And then what happened was that they actually had a full-on brand. And I do know a lot of the models that right now are really big, some of them just shot to the top, but most of them, honestly, they did not. A lot of male models didn't become super huge models till they were like 28, 29, they started looking more like a man, and therefore they start getting hired a lot more just because male models actually sell elegance and power, and little kids don't. Like, a little kid does not go, you don't look at a kid and go, damn, elegance, power, dude, like alpha male. He's freaking 20 years old. You know, like, what alpha male wear? So that being said, now that you know the key component, how are you going to apply it to yourself? It's not that simple, but it's not that hard either. It just takes a little bit of time. You actually have to discover what you love, what you like, and create a brand around that. For example, there are influencers around the world that have become really good models and content creators because of their talent, but they actually focus all their talent around what they love to do. For example, there's one influencer that's from Paris. He loves style, and he could actually be in any huge brand that he wanted. He actually just did content for Ralph Lauren. He is a really good looking dude, and he has an amazing passion for style, and he projects it perfectly on every single Instagram picture, every single story, every single video, every single anything that he does. You can see that what he loves is style and fashion. So what happens is that high-end brands want to hire him because he built a brand around his name. When you say Renard, When you say that name, people think, oh, fashion, style. So then you have to find what you want to be known for. I am building these videos to help fellow models become bigger and get more established and maybe get them around learning curves that I actually had to push through. But at the end of the day, I'm also building a brand. I'm doing something that for me will mean that in the future, people will say, let's hire Nicholas Bracewell. Why? He's 6 feet tall and he's brown hair, he has brown eyes, etc. But they're gonna say, because he's Nick Bracewell. Like, it's not about his hair, it's not about his eyes, it's not about his height, it's not about anything. It's about, what's his name? Nick Bracewell. That's why we're hiring him. Because Nick Bracewell just happens to have an amazing YouTube channel, happens to have an amazing Instagram account, happens to have an amazing podcast. All these things together create a brand around my name, and at a certain point in time, they're gonna put me as an authority in modeling. Why is he the authority for modeling? Because he dedicated years creating content that would help fellow models get further. Now, all those models have an affinity and a community to Nicholas Bracewell, and they pay attention to what he says, and therefore, brands will want to hire me so I can speak their truth, if I agree with it, to the rest of the community that I've built. But this whole community is what gives Nicholas Bracewell the authority in the branding. I hope that with everything that I just said, I've been extremely clear, because it really is the difference between you being a model and getting a job when you retire as a model when you're 30, or being a very, very successful model and actually leveraging that career to be able to start businesses and start passions and dedicate your time to what you actually wanted to do. All this takes a ton of work. That's why when they say that models get paid for being pretty, I guess some of them do, because not all of them really know what to do with this whole situation. But the top models, they hustle. They hustle hard. They build businesses, they build cosmetic lines, perfume lines, networking, they affiliate with designers to open a shoe line, they start their own bikini companies, they study marketing, they study business, they study finances, they study branding, they do all these things to leverage their modeling career. Why would it be such a good idea to leverage your modeling career for a business? It's very simple. You know everybody that creates content for brands. You know the best photographers, you know the best brands, you know the best designers, you know the best companies, you know these people on a one-by-one basis, like you rub elbows with these people because you worked with them. And if you were professional and you actually did your job how you were supposed to do it, they will have nothing more than pleasure at the simple thought of doing business with you in the future. So please take care of your brand right now, even though that you don't have it conceptualized in your mind and maybe you don't know exactly where you're going. Take care of that future brand that you don't know yet, and the way to take care of it is by being professional, kind, stay humble, be there on time, work, remember people's names, fold the clothes for the stylist, just be that person. So, that being said, people, you now know how to brand yourself. You know what would be interesting? If you can put in the comments what you are passionate about the most. What do you love to do? Just put it in there. And I would love, like, just because you put that comment there, I would really love to go down there and give you an idea of how to leverage what you like to do the most to start creating a brand. I will do that. So just put in a comment what you're most passionate about, and I will go down there and I will give you a strategy to actually start building a brand on top of that. That would be my pleasure. Besides that, if you want more information, highly recommend to download the app. Besides that, if you want more information, I highly recommend to download the app Anchor. Anchor is an app that serves as a podcast platform, but it's also social media. It's super dope. So go in there and look for the Biz Model. When you find the Biz Model, start listening to my content. I actually have a daily slog. It's a spoken log. So every single day, I log my whole day. Specifically, I try to, of course, highlight the modeling stuff so you can understand what do I do before casting, what I do after casting, what are my morning rituals, my routines, the people that I network with, how do I get in contact with certain people, how do I manage my finances, how to extend my PR, everything. So definitely go follow that. It would be amazing. Just favorite that station. And if you don't follow it already, follow the Biz Model on Instagram. I give tips, strategies, financial tips, everything about modeling, mindset, motivation, inspiration, everything about modeling. So please make sure to go and follow that as well. Turn on post notifications. I'm gonna start having a lot of surprises coming directly to you. If you are between the few people that comment that first. If you've been liking this stuff, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like or comment and whatnot. I would really like your feedback, because that way at least I know how I can improve the videos. If you have any questions, what else I can actually give you, because me, on the other hand, like, I already have all these questions solved. That's why I have 10 years of experience and I'm signed internationally, but doesn't mean that you have them. So please put your questions down below so I can actually attend to your questions in these videos. So, talk to you soon.